Welcome, welcome. It's so great to be with you for step 7 on day 7 of jumpstarting our creative energy and thinking about this as an entrance into 6 weeks of really focusing on where these 8 steps might carry us as we apply them to our dream as it gets legs and becomes a vision. For day 1, I just made my card as a dreams are out there in this nebulous open blue sky area, and we give them legs and we bring the vision down to earth. We ground it. We make it tangible. We give it an opportunity to be alive and to be on step 7, day 7. We want to share our gifts, our talents, our skills, our ideas, our inspirations. We want to put them out into the world as part of our offering for this precious human life, for this opportunity to be here without comparing our gifts and our skills and our talents and our ideas with anybody else's. In Buddhism, we learn that comparisons are deadly, and they really are, because we're never going to measure up to somebody else's standards or somebody else's ideas. But if we put our focus on our own dream, and if our dream has some connection to beauty, to truth, to goodness, to care, to compassion, to the creative options that are always available, then something wonderful is going to come of it. Something wonderful is going to emerge. There is a beautiful little poem by Tara Singh that goes well with step 7. It says, because this is the sharing step, it says, to give as ever possible. There's no lack in it. This is the lesson we all need to learn, and we learn it by teaching. Because it is our own doubt that limits us, this is the issue of our time. We must transform the scarcity of doubt to the peace of trust. We are rewarded with tremendous potential, and the power of our gratefulness undoes every obstacle of limitation. To give as ever possible. I love that. And I'm so glad I made it through without stumbling over my words, because I carry that poem with me. To give as ever possible, there's no lack in it. And doubt is the only thing that ever stops us. And self-doubt is a very real energy on the planet. And we often find that our self-doubt is sourced as we reflect, as we did on day 6, in our resistance. And did anybody pick up that I missed step 8 in the 12 steps of resistance? And that is step 8 in the 12 steps of resistance is spacing out, fogging out, just not knowing how to see clearly what our vision dream is. So pop that into your step 6 tally of the 12 steps, or the 12 signs that you're in resistance. The 8th one is that we fog out, we space out, and we become just sort of ungrounded. We want to be grounded, we want to be centered, and we want to be balanced in our day-to-day life. So it's a wonderful thing to get to step 7 and to consider, what do I have to share now that I've explored to the degree that I have, from the dream to the vision, done my research, taken my actions, evolved my creativity for this moment in time, reflected upon where I've come from and what resistances I have in front of me. And then we get to this place where, resistances be damned. I'm still going to do whatever I can to put my best energy out into the world, to be visible. In Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, of course, it's a magnificent book from front cover to back cover. It's just most extraordinary telling of stories that we've all grown up with to some degree in whatever culture we've been raised in. There's going to be some of these stories will have filtered into our experience. But her main idea is that we don't want to lose the wildness in our soul. We don't want to forget to howl. We don't want to forget to dance. We don't want to forget to stomp, and really make a ruckus as we need to. We don't want to forget to roar like a tiger, like a fierce mother tiger when something gets in our way and tries to stop our vision. We want to be fierce. And we want to share our visibility. We want to be seen. Everybody wants to be seen, and everybody wants to be appreciated to some degree. We don't necessarily have any interest in celebrity or fame, but we definitely want to be lit up. We want to be a bright light. We want to be showing somebody that they can do it too. So this seventh step is dynamic, and it's inspiring, it's exciting. There's an exuberance to being able to share what we love, what we care about. So find a way today, and certainly within this 6 weeks, to put forward some tangible evidence of your vision, your dream vision. You know, when I moved to this new location, I left a very vibrant career behind me in the old location, moved many states away, and nobody knew anything about the work that I did in the world. And I could have, floundered for a very long time. And I basically moved and thought, well, where could I go to share something from all of the ways in which I've worked so hard to gain talent and gain skill and gain capability. So I drove around my new town, and one of the first things I noticed was this really beautiful contemporary building, which happened to be the art center. And I thought, oh, that'd be great to be able to go there, but they don't know me and I need to get some footing first. So, I like to get rejected from the top down. But in this instance, it was such a big move and it was such a big readjustment that instead of going to the museum, the art center, the hub of my profession, I started someplace where I felt more comfortable. So it's really useful to think about where can you actually share your best from where you're at right now. Because it was such a new geographical area for me, and because I didn't know anybody, I found that I felt more comfortable going to the Adult Learning Center in town. And synchronistically, that was exactly the place I was meant to be, because I met with the director and talked to her about my offerings, and she told me to write up my proposal. And as I was getting ready to leave her office, she said, and I'd been in her office for about a half an hour, back and forth, wonderful conversation. And she said, as I was walking out the door, I think you might be interested in taking a course that we offer here with this wonderful individual. And she described the course to me, and I didn't come here to take a course. I came here to offer a course, but this sounds like, I think I'm never had thought to take this kind of a course, but I signed up. Now I took the last available space in a course that I ended up being in for about 3 or more years. It was a writing course. I met the most wonderful people in the community, and it opened up a space inside of me that I'd been a writer privately in my journals for ever, but I'd never thought to share my writing with others. And now here I was signed up not only to give a course in art, but also to take a course in writing. So we don't know when we go to share where it's going to lead us. But this is the 7th step. It's to find a way. It's expanding the action step to the disseminating step. In other words, if we take the action and we evolve our creativity, and even if we find our resistant points, well, what then? What now? What matters? Well, what's next is to see Is there some interest in what I have to offer? There's, I had to learn how to write a proposal and how to talk about what the outcome would be. What's the point of this? Why are we doing this? And to present these proposals. And eventually, and it wasn't very long at all, before I stopped taking the writing course, I was teaching at the art museum. And I was there for 20 years up until COVID, with all age ranges, with all kinds of offerings, because it's fun. It's so joyful. There's such an uplift to going out into the community and being part of something bigger than ourselves and something greater than ourselves. It's transcendent. To share who we are today at this moment might feel like I'm just not ready. But 6 weeks out, following these 8 steps, jumpstarting our creativity, again, ooh la la. It's just lovely to give ourselves that opportunity to give as ever possible. There's no lack in it. This is the issue of our time. We must overcome the doubts, our own self-doubt, and our own comparisons. This is step 7, and this is where we share. This is where we disseminate. And if we don't have the wherewithal to put ourselves out into a position where we would be sharing with a group, it's no different than what I do right here, right now. I never know if anybody's going to sign up, and it does not matter. If there's 2 other people that take advantage and gain some insight from what's being offered, the energy continues to grow, because those 2 people, you might be one of them. You take the energy of your own creative vision and you send it out into the world on step 7, and it might really catch fire. So in step 7, I don't know if I made a card for it or not. I just made a card that says right now, mine says share, and I'll be filling it in just like you'll be filling your card in. But it is a very, very powerful awareness that the only thing that stops us is our own self-doubt. So go to it, see, sense, and feel into the ways that you might share your vision, your dream. And you don't even have to know how it's going to happen. That doesn't matter. How is really none of your business. It's just taking the time and having the engagement to see, sense, and feel, how would I share this vision with others, with the world, with even 1 or 2 other individuals? How would that happen? I'll see you tomorrow for step 8 in our 8 steps in jumpstarting our creative process. And step 8 is we grow up and we grow into our vision. It's really cool to do that. See you.